Alright guys, check this out. Today on the channel we've got from SUNLU their newly released filament connector. Now I first got eyes on this back in July during their pre-sale and definitely had to get my hands on one of these. I love the fact that they're coming out with new technology here, better technology for utilizing scraps of filament. I tend to waste a lot of filament when we get down to partial rolls like this. It honestly just never gets used. I switch it out for full rolls and this stuff just gets put to the side and eventually goes bad and discarded of. So I'm hoping, we've got a few lengths here, we've got a couple partial rolls here. I'm hoping this works out to where we can connect this all together. We'll re-spool it onto a roll and then we'll run it through the printer. Manual, we'll open that up. We got English on the one side, what appears to be Dutch on the other side. Nice layout of all the functions and features of the filament connector, product specs, usage instructions, which look to be quite simple, very easy to follow, it seems. And the materials compatible with this filament connector, according to the manual here, are PCL, PLA, ABS, PETG, and PA/PC. Alright, we'll put that aside. And what else we have here? We've got a fair amount of sleeves included. These are one-time use, so you're going to want to keep tabs on your stock so you don't run out. They're available directly from SUNLU. I'll have links down below in the description for these. So that side, we got our power adapter here, USB, and then the other end will just plug right into the filament connector. Second unit here, we've got a tinted hood here that's hinged, release button which exposes the heating slot there. And that just locks down into place. You've got your cutting slot there, so that's to cut the sleeves once you've made a connection. Obviously you've got your LCD display, which will fire it up in a moment. Your power input, and really that's about it. Under here, guys, this is going to be for your cutting slot, and there's going to be a blade in there. We'll show you what that looks like as well. So we're going to get ready to power up the filament connector. One thing you want to make sure is that you have the appropriate USB adapter. It has to have an output rating of 5 volts at 2 amps. If it's rated any less than 2 amps, it will not work. I just tried it and it did not work. I have it now plugged into the appropriate 2 amp USB adapter and we're good to go. So it powers up. It is touch screen, so we'll hit there, turn it on, and you can see a nice clear display there. The button on the bottom right is going to allow us to now select different materials. So PLA, and you can change your temperature. So right now you're seeing the temperature on the left, it's rising. That's your current temp, or the current temp of the unit. And on the right, we can go with a higher temperature there. We're just going to leave it at 185. That's the preset for PLA, so we'll leave it at that. While the unit heats up, we're going to prep some material. The instructions, they do recommend you trim the material on an angle, and that way you'll have more surface area. Okay, take a sleeve over the top here. Okay, that is ready to go as soon as the filament connector is finished preheating. And looking at the manual, it takes about 3 minutes to preheat for PLA and 7 to 8 seconds for it to do its connection. So we'll flip this up, and we've got a release to expose the heating slot. Center that, and then we just slight pressure on each side. Not much at all. And that should be it. Now it does say to slowly remove it. We'll let it cool. I'm not going to touch it. We can power off the unit, let it cool down. And it says, I'm just looking at the manual, it's the first time I'm using it. Let it cool for 5 to 10 seconds. Okay. So it's been about 10 seconds now. Now we line it up over top of the cutting slot. I'm having difficulty with it because I've got loose filament here. Would be easier if it was on a roll. There we go. Over the cutting slot, push down. Which cuts the sleeve. And let's see if we've got, how about that, guys? It actually worked out quite nice. All right, let's see how the second one goes here. Let that cool down. I say 5 to 10 seconds in the manual. I'm going to give it a few more seconds than that. All right. Not the easiest way of doing this, with the filament all loose on the bench. Into the cutter there. Push that down. We'll see if that worked. There we go, guys. Another great connection there. Alright guys, well this little unit was not too difficult to use at all, especially after following the instructions in the manual. We've got our roll here, kind of a mix match of everything there, 5 different colors in there. So we're going to get the printer set up and we'll run this filament through the printer and see if it works out. Alright guys, well we're going to get ready to wrap this one up now with the SUNLU Filament connector. As you can see here, we had a successful print with the 5 types of PLA that we connected. No issues at all, ran through the printer great. Nice little tool, I'm very impressed with it. If you want to get some more info or even grab one for yourself, links are down below in the description. Check it out there and we'll see you on the next one.